Hey guys, welcome back to Amanda's Favorites, where I have new videos every Tuesday. I also share an extra monthly video or Zoom call with my patrons. If you're interested in finding out about supporting me over there, that link is down in the description. Today's video is my Simplified launch day order. So it is my Simplified review. Everything I could get to review for you, I did. I'm going to do some comparisons to this year because we have some big changes with Simplified this year. I would say this year, Simplified has made the biggest changes ever since I've started my channel. So for 5 years, they have changed their paper from their 70-pound Mohawk paper to now what they list as an 80-pound pure white paper. So they don't list it as Mohawk anymore, but it is a 10-pound heavier paper. We're going to look at all that with the pen test, compare it to last year, talk about the feel of the paper, because that is a huge change. And then they've changed their little notebooks a little bit, and their covers this year, I feel like they have stepped out of the box more than any of their other years. And they've made some changes as far as the inside lining of the covers, the inside lining of the boxes, and they have added tabs to their Dapper Desk, which now the months are dispersed throughout since they have tabs. So that is also a huge change. So we have a lot of big changes to get through. We are going to go through the planners first and then the accessories next. Everything will be time-stamped in this video, so you will be able to find what you are looking for. Before we jump into the video, I just want to share that I have a $10 off your first Simplified purchase of $50 or more. You have to be a new Simplified customer. You go to that link here down in my description that says $10 off, and you sign up for a new account under that link, and to that email, they will email you a $10 off coupon really quickly so you can use it right away. Your purchase has to be at least $50 or more though, and you cannot have signed up with them with that email before. So even if you haven't made a purchase, if you have made an account with that email, then they're not going to consider you a new customer. So let's jump into this review. We are going to start with the Daily Coiled. I want to share with you the box that the Daily Coiled came in. I got the Bees. Oh, I cannot remember the full name. And I wrote all the full names down. There it is. Bees in Bloom. These are Bees in Bloom. And now they have lined their boxes with a coordinating color. I think it is those details that make it a luxury planner brand. What we expect from this price point in a planner. This daily is $64. It comes in this box, a keepsake box. It also comes with this little card, which is also new this year. So you can technically frame this or put it up on a bulletin board or a magnet board. I might put one of these up on the magnet board in my office for a while, depending on the season. And it tells you the little story of that cover. I really like this edition. It's nice. It's nice to hear the story of the cover come with your planner and to have a little swatch of that material, because I feel like when the planner's gone, then you get rid of it. But this is kind of like a keepsake. Well, I shouldn't say that. Lots of people in the planner world keep their planners. I myself have only kept my weekly ERIN CONDRENs that I feel like more document my life. My Simplified, I actually used Simplified for going on almost 5 years. When I started my channel, I had already been in Simplified for, I think that was I was in my 3rd year using Simplified when I started my channel. I kept them for a long time, but then my planner shelves got so full with all the planner reviews that I have to do and keep throughout the year. And so in a major cleaning purge, I ended up throwing out all my old Simplified. And I have to say, I'm kind of sad that I didn't think to detach the covers and just keep the covers, because the inside were just my daily lists. Mine is really messy, really functional. I knew I was not going to go back and just look through all those daily lists that were marked through. So here's an idea. If you don't want to keep your whole planner, but you want to keep the cover, you can even reuse the cover in a different year. You just pull your O-rings apart at the end of the year at the back, take the covers off, and you can keep them. That's the inside of the box. Beautiful. I love the coordinating color. And now they put the coordinating color inside your planner. I love that. I have been saying that for years. The only thing I see in my daily planner like this is the inside, because I am always turned over to the day I'm on. So I only see the inside and the very edge of my cover. So that is what I actually look at more when I am choosing my planner from Simplified, is that, because when I use the daily, that is all I see. And this used to always be navy blue in every single one of their planners. So I love that they now do the coordinating color with the cover. That matters a lot to me, and I'm really happy about that change. With your planner, you also just get this little hello, welcome to Simplified, and all they have to offer on their website So that's something you might want to read through. We are going to walk through the daily from front to back, but I just want to start with a pen test. Their paper is the same in all of their planners, but I did do a pen test in each planner this year just because it's new paper and I thought you would want to see it in every single one of the planners. This is the big main pen test that we're going to do a comparison on. Like I mentioned, their new paper is 80-pound pure white paper. That's how they list it. Their paper used to be 70-pound Mohawk paper. Here's my pen test from this year, and here is my pen test for the 2022-2023 academic year 1. And if you turn it over, there is a huge difference in how much you see, you guys. If you look here, this is this year's. This is the new paper. You can tell a big difference. I will hold them up. There was always, ghosting in the Simplified. Even though the paper felt thick and felt luxurious, for sure it did. It always felt thick and luxurious, but it kind of had a little transparency to it, and you could see ghosting. Not bleed through, but ghosting. Now you'll see the 80-pound paper, tremendously less ghosting. You can barely see any. So to me, there's a huge difference in the paper. Now, in the feel of the paper, it definitely feels thicker to me. And I can also say it feels smoother to me. So while their old paper was already smooth, it did not really have tooth to it like ERIN CONDREN, but it had a little bit more grip to it. This paper is smoother. It feels more like the smoothness that you feel in a thick printer paper that you might buy. So it does have more of a smooth feel to it when you feel it. You will definitely notice that difference if you are a Simplified user. It did take all my pens really well, and highlighters, mild liners, big thick ERIN CONDREN dual tip markers, everything. It took everything tremendously well. It was nice to write on, but just to know, if you're someone who likes a paper with tooth, this is a very smooth paper, but I would not call it slick. I don't call it slick like plum paper. It's not like that, but it is moving more towards that with that just really smooth feel. I don't know if I helped it all there or if I just talked around and said the same thing over and over again, but it is very hard to describe paper, the feel of paper on camera and the minute differences between these. You will also notice the ink, it's different. Look how much darker this year's is. It is much darker. So while the layout of the page is exactly the same, it's the exact same layout. You start at 6 a.m., you go to 9 p.m., but you can see the difference in the ink. I just want to hold that up a little bit closer for you so you can see the difference there in the ink. So if you were wanting darker ink, then it is a darker ink. I don't know if you would call it true black or just a really dark charcoal black, whereas I would have called this a light gray. Let's walk through this from front to back. Now, you may have heard some people say the feel of the cover changed. It's not a substantial change to me, but honestly, I am not a very particular person about that. It wouldn't bother me at all if this was my personal planner. Honestly, I might not even notice if this was just my personal planner like it was before I ran my channel. This cover is not as grippy. This one has a little bit more coating on it, so maybe more protection. Feels like, it's coated in something more, which just gives it a little grippier feel. But it's still matte. It's not glossy, but more coating maybe to protect it from spilling something. That's how it feels to me. You have the corner protectors. They are all in gold on every cover. You have the gold coil, and then you have the Simplified logo on the back. On this one, the bees are in the gold foiling, which are just really cute and stand out on there. I think that Simplified are some of the best planner covers out there. Like I said, that's why I'm sad I threw mine out. But like I said, something to think about is that you don't see your cover unless you're someone who closes your book every single day and leaves it out somewhere where you can see it, which I never was. I would be turned to whatever day I was on exactly like this every day. And then I would turn to the next day and then I would turn it. I never saw my cover really during the year at all, except for beginning and end of the year. I would hook a pin on here and it was just totally functional and I never saw the cover. So if you're just trying to decide so much which cover you want, and I know it is a big investment for a year, but you know, you don't see a lot of the cover, and all their covers are beautiful. So I think whichever one you pick, you're going to be happy with. And when we get to the notebooks, I will show you the prints and designs in detail. And I think that might help you to narrow down your covers if you're trying to decide. One other comparison thing I wanted to mention before we jump into the whole walkthrough is that when I looked at the tab colors, I noticed that October looked a little bit different. Every other color looks the same to me, really, but October in the new one is definitely lighter than this October. Just something to note, that color is really only carried over on this monthly page here, and I don't think the print on the page has really changed much. Well, it is a little bit lighter. It's hard for me to look around my microphone and see this in the lights. That's why I looked at it before, but I didn't look at this specifically. It is a little bit lighter. The tab is lighter, that's a little bit lighter, and that's the only change in the tabs that I see. And this was how the inside was always lined in navy blue, no matter what cover you got. And now we get the beautiful lining to match. They have tweaked and changed up their sticker sheets a little bit this year. So if you like to use the free sticker sheet that comes with your planner, it's a lot of functional flags and labels. It is a very shiny surface, so I imagine only like Sharpie markers would work on this, like the fine point. And then they have like cover reveal, spring, launch day, fall, summer, winter. So just one little sheet of stickers in there. You have a pocket in here, which is also coated in something for protection, which you could fit some paper, some stamps, a letter, things like that. You have your nameplate page to fill in your name. And then you have a little letter from Emily herself. And then you have her process of simplifying, how to use your simplified planner, your 2022 to 2023 calendar year in here. And of course, if you buy the calendar year, it will be the 2023 calendar year. Their calendar year launches usually at the beginning of September, and it will be these exact same patterns and products. They do not change their patterns or products after the academic launch. The academic launch is all their new stuff for that whole next calendar year also, but it won't come out until the beginning of September, but it will be all these same designs. You have the 2022 to 23 holidays list, and then you go into preparing for a new year, ideas for new routines. So these are just kind of her setup pages in the beginning, like morning routine, evening routine, thinking about these things for the new year. Her simplicity challenge is cleaning out your whole house and kind of like digitally to your whole life, simplifying. And she gives you these to do. So if you want to participate in that, it's like a 30-day challenge, but you could do it throughout the whole year, not have to do all this in 30 days. So it's listed in here for you. She always does it on Instagram. I think it's like in January for the 30-day challenge, if I remember right. You have a yearly bucket list here. So whether you want to use that to pre-list your bucket list, or what I like to do with bucket lists is list it as things happen, things that just I really enjoyed or stand out to me, or family things. I like to do that. Then they did add a few more notes pages this year. Now you have 8 notes pages up front in your Simplified Planner. I think there was only 4 last year. So they have added 4 more notes pages. They're all lined there. 8 total notes pages in your daily up front. And you have those 4 pages of simplified prep work that we just went over there. And then every single month you have a monthly simplicity tip. It's just kind of things to give you a jump, something to do to simplify your life. So if you want to participate in that, it is at the top of every month. Right after your notes pages, you go straight into your monthly pages. They are Mylar tabs. They are really well made. I've never had a problem with the tabs on Simplified Planner, but your paper is the exact same on the tabbed page as in all your other pages. Is the exact same paper. You have a typical Sunday start. You have a note section. And then you just have your month. You don't have any lead-in numbers or lead into the next month. Those are all just blank boxes. And you do have your previous month and your next month calendar at a glance up top there. Then you go straight into your daily pages for that month. If you're not familiar with Simplified yet, she has given every single day of the week a color. And it stays the same throughout all her planners and every year. I mean, they have changed the colors a little bit over the years. When they had a yellow as one of the days, it never showed up well. They changed it to an orange for a little bit, but then they changed it back to a yellow, and they just made it a darker yellow. Let's go through the day of the week colors. Monday is always navy. Tuesday is a dark teal. Wednesday is a lighter aqua. Thursday is a Kelly green. Friday is always yellow. Saturday, light pink. Sunday, a hot pink. And that continues through the whole planner for your whole year, also in the weekly planner. So let's look at the layout of the days and then the weekend days. Your daily pages start at 6 a.m., go till 9 p.m. There are no half-hour slots, but your lines are long enough. You could split them if you needed half hours, or I don't always need half hours. When I used it, I would just write in if there was something at 10:30 a.m., I would just write 10:30 a.m. on the 10 a.m. line. But you could definitely do a split if you needed to have every half hour on there. Your little My Day and notes and the to-do coordinates with the color of the day. I really like that. To me, that's another one of those little things that you just don't see unless it's like a more luxury planner brand. It's just one of those little details that I actually like seeing on my daily page. You have 16 to-do list slots here. And one thing to note is your time slot line is a little bit longer than your to-do list line. If you are only going on the line, well, let's just go on the whole section. You're starting with the time, you're at about 2.5 inches on the time section, and starting with the dot there, you're at 2.25 inches for your to-do list lines. And I went over all this. I remember it in my daily comparison video. I will link that down in the comments because I compared the Simplified Daily to a lot of really similar planners in the market. So they're giving you more on the time slot line. The only reason I can think of that for the extra 1/4 of an inch is if you want to write in half hours. Sometimes I do find the to-dos a little short for me and I have to carry over to a second line because I tend to be long-winded and like to write out like exactly what I'm doing for my tasks. Because sometimes if I just write a few words, sometimes I don't get enough details, I don't remember what to do, or all the little things that go with that task. The reason why I stayed with Simplified for so many years and loved it was the beauty of it and the simplicity of it. It was so simple. The page is simple. There's not a lot of boxes to fill in. There's a huge note section down here that is just blank. I love that and utilized it all over my daily planners. I wish I would have kept an older daily planner to show you. I do have way older videos under my Simplified playlist here where you could see all my Simplified filled in the way that I plan, really messy and real and functional. I've also shared all my quarterly planning updates every year. I share a planning update every quarter. And I believe when I first started doing those, I didn't start them when I first started my channel, but I think I might have still been in Simplified when I first started doing those. I have a quarterly planning updates playlist that's divided out by year if you wanted to go check those out. But I will link the Simplified playlist down in the description also, and I will try to link all the videos that I have mentioned here. If you look at the weekend pages, you have your weekend on one page. It's divided horizontally. So you have Saturday, Sunday. You do not have time slots, as you notice. You just have a space where you could make time slots because generally you don't have as many appointments on the weekend, or it could just be 2 to-do lists. But it is left open if you want to write, times there, or maybe errands, places you're going, and this is your to-do list. Sunday, you have an extra space left here for a happy memory from the week to fill in every single week and to have a little keepsake with your planner. I never did this myself because I knew I wasn't going to keep all my daily lists. I think even if you're not keeping your planner, I think it's something nice because now that I've thought about it, it's almost like putting a gratitude every week. It's because it's just a happy memory. And I think I write down my gratitudes every day. So I believe in that. And I think that's a great little thing to do in there. Or if you don't use it, you just have a big heading for Sunday. So you have My Day on Sunday, but half of your to-do list room on Sunday is taken up with Simplified Sunday Prep. She says, plan meals for the week ahead, tidy up for a clean slate on Monday, write tasks/appointments for the week, and fill your tank. Enjoy what matters most. After the Sunday prep, you only have 5 to-do list slots, but you do have this side. So as long as you don't need to put as much on a Sunday, then you'll be fine with that. I personally would love to have those as to-do list lines, just more space for what I want. I think those are great things to do to prepare for the week, but I just think not everyone does those. Not everyone needs them there. I don't. That's just a little note there on how the weekend is laid out, which is very different from your daily pages and all the room that you get there. Having the weekend on one page, though, does always make your Monday go on the left and your Tuesday go on the right. So your days are always on the same side of the page, which I personally like, because when you use it for years on end, it really gets in your head. Like, it just, you know what day of the week is what color, and you also know which side of the page that it's on. It just becomes really natural. As your days flow, you go straight into the next month. Your month has no color on the page except for the color that coordinates with the tab there, the pineapple, and the name of the month up top. And you go through all your months here, and then you get to the end. So there's nothing in between there. It's a very simple planner. When you get to the end, it's just the very last day, July 31st, 2023 is there. And that's it, because your notes pages are all up front. It is the wire O binding. I personally have never had any issues with my Simplified wire O bindings. And like I said, I used their planners for years. And I would always, honestly, I wouldn't be really careful with my rings. I would always pick up my planner by like one of the middle rings to flip it throughout the day and carry it around. I would always pick it up by one of those, and it still held up great. While it's not the planner I'm using now, I have used it for years in the past, and I didn't have any problems with it. All right, that wraps up our daily walkthrough. Next up, we're going to go through the Dapper Desk, because I want to do it while the daily's fresh in your mind, since these kind of go together. The Dapper Desk is a daily planner, but it is a bound daily planner. It comes in this box versus their other navy boxes, and it's just all white. It is a really hard box and good for a keepsake box also. But just to let you know, it does come in this box. And when you open this one up, this one is the lavender. They only have it in 2 colors. The lavender is stunning. And it just has Dapper Desk on the back in gold foiling. It has the year in the front on gold foiling, and on the side, 2022 to 2023, since this is the academic year. It has 1 ribbon page marker. That's a grosgrain ribbon, and it does pull all the way to the edge, but not with much left. You guys know we always do our ribbon test here on my channel. So it's a navy grosgrain ribbon with your lavender. I love the color they have chosen for this year. And I love these hand-painted flowers on the end pages. They are stunning, just beautiful. Unfortunately, I won't be staring at them a lot, because when your book is open, you really don't see them. Let's go into a walkthrough of this planner and how it is different from the Daily Simplified. Obviously, it doesn't have a coil. You don't have a nameplate page here, but you could write your name here. Then you have a 2022 to 2023 academic year calendar. You have the holidays. And then you go straight into your first month, August. I didn't even mention this, but you saw it. Simplified's academic year starts in August. Many other companies start in July. So that's just something to note. The calendar is very similar to your daily, but there is no color on it. You do have a big header space up here. You don't have your simplicity tip. You don't have your previous month and your next month at a glance there, but you do have your notes section. And other than that, it is pretty much the same and the same size page. But this planner has no color in it, so it is very understated. Now it has the beautiful stair-step tabs added to it. They are just in gold foiling mylar tabs, gold and white there, make it so easy to find your month that you want and flip to it. This planner does lay pretty well, open and flat. You do have to massage it a little bit. Now, I did mention this on Instagram. When I first opened this planner, I was pretty rough with it. I do that with planners because I'm testing them for you guys. And while I'm not using this planner every day, I try to give it a pretty good test before the video. So I completely bent it all the way back. I would not recommend that. Okay, you guys, so don't be rough with your Dapper Desk, because I don't think this was supposed to happen. This little binding part came away from here. But I think it's still going to function perfectly well the rest of the year. And if anything, it actually lays flatter than it would have. So I'm not sad about it at all, but I just want you to know, don't be rough with yours and try to bend it all the way back, because that little part did come unglued. But like I said, if anything, it makes it lay flatter for me, because it folds in like that. So it's not a bad thing. I'm not sure. I mean, it was probably designed to pull away like that if you do bend it like that. Speaking on that though, I will share this year's academic year. And when I opened it though, I did not have that happen. I did not have that seam come away. And so it lays flat too, though. It does lay flat because that ends up bending back. Yeah. So it lays flat that way too. Anyway, just don't be rough with yours if you don't want it to rip away there, but I don't think I'm going to have a problem with it at all during the year. In the Dapper Desk, you have 6 a.m. to 9 p.m. and the same to-do list, the same note space, just no color on your page, and you have full pages for Saturday and Sunday. So if you're really wanting a simplified daily planner, if you love the layout of the page and you love Simplified, but you need a full page for Saturday and Sunday, then this is the planner for you. Here is my pen test in the Dapper Desk. I did all the same pens and it's the same paper, same feel, the 80-pound pure white paper. You can see nothing, of course, bleeding through it all, but really very, very little ghosting. If we flip back here to some later months, I just want to show you how it lays. It lays open really well, so it will stay open on your desk, and yet it is so easy to mark your spot, to close it, and you can buy a simplified planner band. They sell planner bands in all different colors. If you are taking it in and out of your bag every day, this planner is so much more portable to take in and out of your bag than the daily. I will show them side by side. Here is a look side by side, just really with the big cover and the tabs coming out and the coil. Dapper Desk is so much smaller. You take off the whole coil plus some of the edge, but it is the same height. That edge is to cover the tabs. You can put a band on the Coiled daily, of course, and you can take it in your bag. But I'm just saying you have to be a little bit more careful with the coil. You can, of course, buy one of their bags, which we'll get to later in the video, to put it in and out of your bag. That's what I would do if I was carrying my Simplified daily into work every day or somewhere every single day. I would buy the zipper pouch to protect the coil and the cover. But just to let you know, this one does feel just so much more portable in hand. The cover is a vegan leather. It just feels smooth and nice in hand. It has that little bit of grip. It's a really nice book. I have heard people use this book for journaling. If you don't want to use it for your daily planning because there is a page for every day, you could definitely just write all the way across it. Or you could use the 2 columns for 2 different things, for the best things that happened that day or daily gratitudes, or even in the morning. I've been doing something new that I got from someone else on YouTube where you write 3 gratitudes every morning in full sentences. You write out 3 things that would make that day great, and then you write out 3 affirmations. And it's such a quick thing in the morning, but it is such a great way to start my day right when I pop out of bed. Like after I go to the bathroom, that's one of the first things I do now. I actually use my Planner Perfect journal for that right now. You could do something like this in your Simplified Dapper Desk with it being a bound book. It just feels like something that could hold that journaling beautifully, and you would have it for a whole year in one book. And I did not mention the Dapper Desk is the exact same price as the daily. The Dapper Desk is also $64 as well as the Coiled daily. Now we're into the weekly. The weekly is $54. The pages are 6.25 by 7.75. It's a little bit different page dimensions than a 7 by 9 at being 6.25 by 7.75, but it is such a small book. It feels very portable. If you buy one of their bands and you need to throw this in and out of a bag, it is a very portable, lightweight book. It only weighs 1.5 pounds. I did not mention, but the Coiled daily weighs 2.5 pounds. So this one is a whole pound less than the Coiled daily at 1.5 pounds. Dapper Desk weighs 1.8 pounds. All that is on their website also. Let's look through. Here's the beautiful coordinating. Here is your Texas bluebonnets. This video is already way longer than I thought it would be, but I hate to leave a launch day video and leave you without details. But let's get into this. The beautiful coordinating color inside is the color of the Texas bluebonnets, and I love that. You go into your nameplate page. A lot of this is the same as your daily. You have your letter from Emily. You have the process of simplifying, how to use your Simplified planner, your year at a glance, your holidays, preparing for a new year, ideas for new routines, the simplicity challenge, and your yearly bucket list. All that is the same. Then up front, you just have a few notes pages. You have 1, 2, 3, 4 notes pages up front, but you have a whole bunch in the back to be 31 total. That would mean that leaves 27 note pages in the back if they're meaning 31 total for the whole planner. You have 27 in the back, and then you have 4 notes pages up front. And it just has that little in pink that says notes and all lined. So you have a lot of notes pages with this weekly planner. Then you go into your monthly spreads. Your monthly spreads look just like your daily spreads in the Coiled Daily. You have the simplicity tip, the color that matches the tab, the previous month and your next month, and your notes section. So all that is the same. Then you go into your weekly layout. And here is our pen test. You get 1 ribbon page marker, and this one is a satin ribbon page marker. And it does pull to the edge, but with only a little bit left there, but it does go to the edge. So it's nice to have that 1 ribbon page marker. Here is your pen test. When you look at the back, the paper is the same, 80-pound pure white paper. It has the same smooth, thick, luxurious feel. And that is how you can see, you can hardly see anything coming through. So you really feel like you have a fresh week. On your weekly layout, you know what? Let's look at one that I haven't written on. You have 10 to-do list lines. It's a horizontal layout, and then you have 10 lines in which you could use for anything. That could be for your appointments, so they could all go on that side and your to-dos over here, or it could be work to-dos and home to-dos. You can divide it up however you want. It could just be your to-dos and then an errand list. Your colors for every single day are the same colors that are in the daily every single day. Your navy, teal, your light blue there. It does look a little bit different color than in the daily. So if we lay this side by side, your Wednesday and the daily and your Wednesday here, it just prints a little bit lighter in your weekly, but it is the same color. And then you have your Kelly green Thursday and your yellow Friday, your light pink Saturday, and your hot pink Sunday. Saturday and Sunday share a space down here in your weekly, so there is not much room. You will have to be someone that doesn't need much room on Saturday or Sunday, or this might just be your work planner and you may only need it for Monday through Friday. Your Sunday prep is down here at the very bottom, kind of condensed and made smaller, and you have 5 lines for your Sunday. But it's the same Sunday prep things that are in your daily planner. So you have to be okay with a very tiny space for Sunday and a smaller space for Saturday, and your weekdays all have the same amount of room. You have the nice stair-step tabs in all those beautiful colors that are the same in your daily planner, and that is how your Simplified weekly runs. Each tab gets bigger as you go through it. As you see, that's how stair-step tabs work. They just get bigger and bigger as you go through. I didn't mention this in the daily, but all your holidays are noted in a light gray at the bottom of your monthly layout there. And on your weekly layout, the holidays are noted right under the date in the color of that day. And in the daily, your holidays are noted over here on the right side of that day in the color of that day, which I also love that little detail. Then when you get to the end, so your last stair-step tab is the whole page, and your stair-step tabs do go to the back. Just to let you know, that's what it looks like when on the tabbed page. It does go on the left side of that weekly page. Then when you get to the end of your planner, you have all those notes pages, which equal 31 total with the 4 at the front. And that is the end of your weekly planner. So it is a really portable, lightweight, small weekly planner. With it being a horizontal layout, I think it can lend itself if you did want to use it for some sort of journaling or gratitude every day or wellness check-in. You could write all the way across and just ignore the little bubble, or it could be like writing about 2 different things, or it could be like gratitude in the morning and maybe the 3 things that would make that day great. So that is just a thought. I know planner people love to have different planners for different uses. That is your weekly planner. Next up, let's look at the mini notebooks. The mini notebooks are $10 each, and it's a good way to actually collect each of the covers if you just love their covers, and of course, a much more inexpensive way to collect the covers. I also think if you're really trying to decide between different covers and you want to see them in person, you could just order the mini notebooks in those different covers that you want to compare and be able to have those in your house before you decide. That is just an idea, because it is really different to see them in person. Once again, I've already shared the gold bees up close, and they have the gold foiling. It's just a beautiful, well, they're not called the gold bees. They're called bees in bloom. If I was naming them, I might name it gold bees, which would not be as cute as bees in bloom. But it's a very bright, happy colored cover. It's very happy. That's what made me pick it. The Butterfly Garden is, I feel like, really out of step for Simplified, and I love it. I love that they are branching out. I almost picked this one for one of mine too. I was really gravitating towards it, but it was just a little bit muted for me. I just wanted a little bit brighter. The flowers and the butterfly have the gold foiling on there, and it is beautiful. It really is a light pink, almost verging on a peach in the light places with yellow and greens, and it's beautiful artwork. Simplified there. We'll talk about the inside of the notebooks next. I just wanted to show you all the covers. Then you have the Charlotte Street, and I love the story on this cover that they shared. I don't remember all the details. And if you order the planner, it will come on the story card. I bet it's on their website. It was in some of the videos that they did for launch week where Emily talked about it. You have some little like lights in the gold foiling. You have some gold foiling up here. You have the beautiful trees. The swan even has gold foiling. You have the little picnic table they talked about everyone having a seat at, and beautiful gardens, and it's a number 6. I am not someone who's usually drawn to like hot pink, but I love pink and green together, and I really do love the feel of this cover. It feels happy, friendly, spring, and just lovely. Now this one, I have not taken this off yet, but we will. Mint Mandalay. I have to admit, it's the one I was least drawn to when watching all the launch videos because it just didn't have the spectacular flowers or artwork or happy colors to me. But when I saw it in person, I appreciate it so much more. The simplicity and this beautiful bamboo design on here and the colors that were used, just this, it totally says ocean to me and calming. I have a new appreciation for it being in my hands, and I actually really like it now. And then I should have showed you the inside. The inside color on that is the dark teal. The inside cover on Charlotte Street is the like carnation pink or peony pink. You have like the seafoam green on your Butterfly Garden, which I just love that color. I've always loved it. I've always loved any shades of green almost. And then you have the beautiful, like I call it butter yellow on your Bees in Bloom. So that is the Mint Mandalay. And then we have our Texas Bluebonnets. Although I've lived in Texas my entire life, I almost didn't buy the Bluebonnets because the navy background just, I don't know, it kind of unexcited me because so many of their things have been like navy backgrounds over the year, and the insides used to be all navy, and I just didn't want such a dark cover, I felt like. But I do love the Bluebonnets, that it represents Texas, and I do love that color. And so I did end up getting it in the weekly. The inside color is stunning. I love the light blue of the inside there to go with the Texas Bluebonnets. Those, along with, you guys, I didn't grab a Happy Stripe notebook. They have Happy Stripe. How they have changed the covers on these notebooks. If you've had them in previous years, they're a much thicker cardstock. I mean, almost like cardboard. And people said if you fold them back too much, you know, the cover kind of starts messing up there, like especially if they want to fold it all the way back on itself. I don't really recommend that because the cover wasn't made for that. But if you do, this cover really didn't withstand that. These covers, I think, will handle that much better if you wanted to fold it back on itself. It's a lighter weight cardstock. It's lighter weight. It feels like it will be more durable, even though it's lighter weight, like more bendable. It's more coated. And so I think it's going to be more durable. I think that they have made it more durable, and you can fold it back like that. And you will get creases here, I know, over time if you're doing that every day. I think they've done a good job on improving that. Now on the inside here, the lines are darker this year. You can see much darker. You still have the signature pineapple down there. And this year they have 48 lined pages. That counts front and back. So 24 pages and 48 if you're counting front and back. It is 5x7, and I don't know the page count on the old notebooks. So these new ones are much more flexible. They are stapled notebooks, and they just make good little list books, journals. I think these are a great improvement this year. I'm a big fan of the inside colors there and that being coated, because these were not coated. So if you like spilled water or coffee on here, like that would be done. This was not coated on the inside, and it was just white. I do want to mention I didn't buy one of their new notebook covers yet this year. This one is obviously just from their last launch, and I don't have this in a YouTube video yet, so I'm going to go over it real quickly. All their other products, accessories that I have in other YouTube videos are all under my Simplified playlist, things that haven't changed. Like I have their recipe notebook, I have their old journal, I have their home base binder. So if you're looking for a product that wasn't in this video, most likely I have it in one of my other YouTube videos, and my Simplified playlist will be linked down here in the description. But this only made it onto Instagram, so I'm going to go over it really quickly in this video. These are their new, bigger, coil-bound spiral notebooks. They are $18. They have 8 by 10 pages. They have the 80-pound thick pure white paper. Paper does feel good and thick. Big 8 by 10 pages, a little pineapple on the bottom right, and a really light written notes at the top and the date at the top, and the rest is just light gray lines. I really appreciate how light gray the lines are. I have used some of the first couple pages in here, but I don't know what's written on them, so I'm not going to show you because I didn't check through there. This just looks like a list, so it'll be fine. But I wanted to test it out and just start using it for some stuff. I like how small the coil is. It's just really compact. It's an easy to carry around notebook. It's a gold, beautiful coil. The covers are coated on the outside, so they'll stand up to a lot of wear. Bendable. The inside doesn't really feel as coated, but it feels like it's going to hold up. I think these are great notebooks. If you want a pretty notebook and you need like a full-size notebook for something, I think these are great. The only product I don't have in a YouTube video that I have shared in an IGTV, I went through the whole wellness planner in an IGTV recently. I will link that down in the description. Even if you're not on Instagram, you can still view that video. We're not going to do it here today since this video is already so long, but that is the one thing that is on Instagram and will be linked down below. I did not order a new monthly calendar for this launch, but it looked like they didn't change anything from the last launch. And my full review of this monthly calendar is in the last launch's video here from this year. So I will link that video in the description for you too, where I walk through this whole monthly calendar if you want to know all my thoughts on it and all the details with it. I think it's a great big monthly calendar. If you need just monthly and no extra pages to bulk it up, I actually think this is a great product. All right, we have 2 more things to run through in this video and then we'll be wrapping it up. Okay, well, I guess really 3 if I mean the pen too, but the pens I've gone over in other videos. I really do think they're great pens for gifts. They are beautiful. They write well. I have a whole IGTV comparing this pen to the ERIN CONDREN pen to the Whitney English pen. And I will link that IGTV down here in the description also. I prefer to write without the lid on. When the lid's on, it feels really top heavy to me. So I prefer to write without the lid on, but it is a really nicely weighted pen this way. It writes beautifully and flows well. It seems like about a 0.5 gel pen to me is my guess. It's definitely a pen that you will buy refills for. I know many people have said they have bought refills off Amazon. And what can go really well with that pen is their new linen journals. You guys, I think this is my most favorite product that Simplified has ever made. I have written all in this one and I have done a whole IGTV about it. These journals are $28. The pages are 6.75 by 9. You get 200 lined pages. They weigh 1 pound, 4 ounces, and they have the 80-pound white paper. You have a little place for your date up top and then a little pineapple on the bottom right edge of your page. These journals are just crafted so well. So they are a little bit bigger than an A5. Each one has a theme based on the painting that's on this linen cover. Like this one is less busy, more balanced with the bee. The colors are stunning, the gold foiling. The spine is absolutely stunning for being a keepsake and sitting on a shelf. The inside is lined in a different color to coordinate. It is just the most beautiful journal I've ever had in my hands, honestly. I have reviewed a lot of journals. I love Lloyd's and I love journals. This is the most beautifully crafted keepsake type of one. Here is my pen test, which I shared on Instagram. As you can see, you can hardly see any ghosting and there is no bleed through at all. When you look at that, I decided to write on a whole page. This is not any personal journaling, so I could share it and show you. I used a whole bunch of different ink. They all felt good on the page. You can tell when I was switching out ink there. And I wanted to see what it felt like to write on a page that was bigger than an A5 size, because so much of my journaling has been in an A5 size, and it actually felt really good. It just felt like you didn't run out of line space quite as fast, and it felt really nicely. It didn't feel too big. And here's the back of the page that I wrote all over. It comes with one satin ribbon that matches the color of the planner, and it's very long. When you pull it to the edge, it goes all the way to the edge with just a little bit left there. I just think these are the best gift or keepsake journal ever, and I cannot wait to start writing in this one. Of course, then I ended up picking up some other covers, which I wasn't even planning on. But these journals, you guys, they're calling to me. They really have made a beautiful product. I didn't unwrap all these because these might end up being gifts, but I will show you the covers. This one, I'm pretty sure I'm keeping for myself. And that's why I unwrapped it. I love the navy and the blue butterflies and the green on there. Oh, it's so beautiful. Less rush, more rhythm with the butterflies. And then the inside of that one is Kelly green. You guys, I love the details in these. I really absolutely do. And yes, they lay flat really well when you just, like, this is my first time to open this one. This one, the ribbon bookmarker is blue in it. And look how stunning these would look on a shelf together when you like have them filled up, or even while they're empty and waiting for you to fill them up. They do sell them for a whole set at a discounted price, and I think it's a set of 6. But now I feel like we have to take these out and look at them. If I want to give these as gifts, I'm going to have to put them back together. Look, oh, you guys, I love the green color. I'm a huge fan of all of these. Less fast, more slow. Cranes. Aren't those cranes? Now, this one is only white inside, which I really wish they would have made it a coordinating color like that light blue or yellow. Okay, I didn't know that. So let's see if the pink one has a color. Now, the pink one, I'm usually not a hot pink person, but I love it with the blue. Also because I love the beach. I have special memories at the Emerald Coast down there, the Gulf Coast near Destin. It's a special place. And so this reminds me of it. Light pink inside. I love that. I love when they put the different color in the cover. Now I'm just like, you know what? I should have ordered one of each because obviously it's my duty to show those all to you, right? These are journals which now I think, I will just plan to fill up all through the years. I better live a long life. Here is the green grosgrain ribbon to go with this one. I just love that the ribbon colors coordinate also. It's those tiny things. And for $28, I actually don't think that this is overpriced at all. People have asked me that. I think for the quality that you get in this journal and the feel of it when you get in your hand, you pay $20, $21, $22 for a Leuchtturm on Amazon, but this feels eons above that if you are like journaling for something special for keepsake. And I urge you, if you buy these journals, like I am just going to start writing in that B1 to start. Don't be afraid to write in it. Just start writing in it. You are important enough. Your life is important enough, even if all it is writing about your ordinary days. Ordinary days are the best days. I always say a prayer of thanks on every single ordinary day for it because ordinary days are the best. They're the days that just hold those little special family memories that happen every single day. I love my routines on my ordinary days. Those are the days that you're not getting a crown at the dentist, that you're not getting a car repair. Although you have those spectacular days that are not ordinary days when you might be on vacation or visiting family, the non-ordinary days can also be the really bad, really hard things. Ordinary days are the best to me. In fact, I have printed out this little quote and I just grabbed it off my bulletin board really quick because it is one of my favorite quotes. I believe the nicest and sweetest days are not those on which anything very splendid or wonderful or exciting happens, but just those that bring simple little pleasures, following one another softly like pearls slipping off a string. And that's by Lucy Maud Montgomery. I should have made a whole video just about these journals. And who knows? If I had time in my video schedule, I probably would when I ordered the other ones. Okay, let's talk about these and then we will be done. They have these little pouches, these little ones, and then they have the big pouches. The big pouches even fit up to your daily planner. This year, instead of lining all their pouches in navy, they now line them in the coordinating color, which makes me want them so much more. So that is a huge win. It is just normal cotton material inside, but you can take it out to get out all the crumbs or whatnot. These pouches don't smell very fishy. A lot of pouches from different companies, and I think Simplified in the past has smelled fishy, and I will usually leave them open in my garage for a while to air out, but these don't smell fishy at all to me. Your daily does even fit in it. Your weekly fits in it, of course, since it's much smaller. Now, this is my old weekly because I can't find in my big pile on the floor the new weekly, but I know someone will want to know, does the weekly fit with the daily? No, you cannot zip it. Oh, you can. Look, a surprise on camera. I always love those. And I know I've tested that before and I couldn't even remember because I have like pouch video comparisons on Instagram. And I know I've shared this in other YouTube videos from Simplified too. So your weekly actually does fit in there with your daily. I will try to put up my pouch comparison from Instagram too because it compares pouches from other companies also size-wise to these. You do have to work it a little bit to get out the daily and make sure you're not damaging your daily, but it does fit. And I love the yellow inside. They're just vegan leather. They fold up like this. You could get anything on the outside and wipe it off. And it has the beautiful pineapple, which I haven't even taken the plastic off, pull up here. That just is an extra little detail. And then we have the small pouches. I absolutely love this floral on the pouch. So even if you don't want one of their planners, you can definitely just pick up the pouches because you will have just the beauty of the covers in the pouches, which last forever. And your planner you only use for a year. So I do kind of love to commemorate my favorite pattern in like pouches because they will be there forever. You could fit a ton of pens and pencils in there or just any little things you want. And in there, they had put a car magnet a car magnet with the first launch orders until they ran out. And then I picked up some of their magnet bookmarks. I don't use these in my planners. I actually use them in the house. My kids even use them in books and school books and novels and stuff like that. These are just nice to have for that. You can also just slip them in with a card as a little gift and you don't even have to add an extra stamp. They are just magnetic page markers. I think these feel more matte maybe than in years past. They were more shiny in past years. So I actually like that they're more matte. And look at that gold foiling on there. That is beautiful in those details. And the Charlotte Street and the blue bonnets are the ones I picked up. And then the blue bonnet pouch. And then the inside is the beautiful light blue. That was my launch day order, you guys. In your launch day order, you're going to get a Simplified Post newsletter. You're going to get her new book, little card for You're Always Enough to talk about that. I can't wait to hear all your thoughts down below. Thanks for watching. Don't forget, if you're making your first purchase, you can get a $10 off. You only get one chance to use that, so don't forget. That link is down here in the description. And anytime you are making a purchase, first or 50th throughout the year, you can help my channel and support my videos by using my affiliate link. Thank you so much for all the ways you support my channel. Take care of yourselves, take care of others, and we'll see you next time. Bye-bye, guys.